Category 21B, Weather Anchor. The nominees are
Candace King, WTVO, Maria Elena Ponticello, WSNS, John Hansen, WCIU, and the Emmy goes to John Hansen, WCIU.
I'm out here and I found one car that has been parked overnight. They got some snow, they got some slush on their car, but they're waking up to an early surprise because guess what? They're going to have a clean car as they go about the area. The rest of you are going to have to do some scraping.
John, I stand up, but I have on shorts right now.
Johnny Hansen is an Emmy Award winner right there. Trying to make it better.
Well, you're very sweet to say this. I appreciate it. Yes, that was last night. Thank you, everyone. Of course, my wonderful co-hosts, Amy and Felicia. It's so embarrassing to get this, I mean, like, in front of you guys. So thank you.
It's like you want
Right.
it, but then you're like, well, this is creepy.
Well, right. Well, I get it. It's a little weird. But special thanks to all of our producers and photographers who go out with me in the crazy elements all these years. And the many Chicagoans who have participated with me in making fools of themselves on live television. So thank you all. I appreciate it.
Thank you, John,
I
for
would
making a fool of
say
yourself on live television.
Speech.
But they're telling us to rap.
Right. Yeah, no, you
Brother
just
bad.
gave it. That was good. Congratulations, John. For 3 years, I've been saying Emmy winning. I mean, Emmy nominating. Now I can say Emmy winning.
Oh, thanks.
Good job.
Thanks.
Well, nobody wants to give up quality time with the fam for Thanksgiving this year, but it's all about doing what's best for everyone, right? Well, not exactly. A new poll shows that 1 in 3 parents say that getting the family together for the holidays is worth the risk of catching and spreading COVID-19.
And if you scroll through Facebook, you might see that your family feels the same way. A couple memes that are going around about COVID-19 and spending time together includes one post saying, before you cancel Thanksgiving and Christmas with your loved ones, remember it might be the last holiday you have with them. Stop living in fear. Well, someone went ahead and did an old school first grade edit that your English teacher might do for you on this one. Yeah, there it is. Not only did it correct some
I love it.
grammar, which makes Amy really happy, but it says, look, you're doing this because you love them and you don't want them to get sick. It's correcting this thing. So don't be selfish, and it's okay to be afraid of this and to protect others.
I am so furious that this is a thing right now. I can't even believe it. That people are saying, embrace life? Yeah, you might be dead tomorrow. Today, a story was posted about a 19-year-old kid in the UK who was a wrestler, seemingly overall healthy, and he died of COVID. So there are a lot of things that they're getting better at knowing, and I applaud the medical community, but there's a lot of things they still don't know. And why take the risk? Because you want to have a turkey with your dad? Take a break. You can see him in like 3 months when the vaccine rolls out to the general public, or maybe a little longer, but still.
Yeah, I get where they were going with the original meme of, live life to the fullest. You only get one opportunity. I get where they were going. Not in this case, not in this instance. Oh. And I always think people who still feel that way, at least right now, like maybe they aren't watching the news or maybe they aren't as in tune with the information that we're getting. But why not do it just on GP, general protocol? Why not do it just because for right now?
Yeah, and especially, and Amy, you alluded to this. I mean, this is likely the only Thanksgiving we're going to have to do this for, right? By next year, by the fall, certainly, a lot of us are going to be able back to normal. Fingers crossed. I do understand the difficulty. Look, there's polls out there showing that 43% of Americans say they're going to a Thanksgiving dinner with over 10 people. I think a lot of people are making smaller decisions about maybe seeing that brother, maybe seeing that sister. I can see where you see them regularly. You're safe in your end. They're safe in their end. Why there's maybe some difficult, but over 10 people, anything big, I say that's a no-brainer. But hey, I get the struggle.
Google technology expert Justin Burr is here with how new technology could help out. Justin, this is really cool.
Yeah, this is good stuff. We've introduced a couple new features to Google Maps to keep things, keep people more informed, keep people more safe. One of the new things we just announced is the COVID-19 layer in Google Maps. This functionality is now live. And what it is going to do is show you the 7-day average of new COVID cases per 100,000 people in whatever area you're looking at. It's going to show you all time detected cases, as well as some quick links to local authoritative resources. In order to see that, just open up Google Maps. On the right-handed upper side of the screen, you're going to see two boxes kind of on top of each other. That opens up the layer functionality. One of those layers, again, is the COVID-19 layer. If you click into that, it's going to show you where we're getting that information, and then also put that overlay onto Google Maps. You can zoom in and out to see across the country and across the region what that COVID-19 density is looking like in real time.
So I'm looking at Chicago right now, and we have a red layer over the city. Obviously, we've got some high cases. So now if I want to go to a specific location, say Michigan Avenue, is it going to show me specifics for certain locations?
It's not going to get the specificity around a street or anything like that. It is not as granular as that. But if you want to look at local businesses, we have some information around how crowded things are going to be and what the safety protocols are. So basically, if you search, some sort of a grocery store or restaurant or some sort of store that you want to go and visit, it'll show you exactly, using anonymized aggregate data, how busy in real time that area is right now, so you can avoid crowds. And also it'll help you plan future visits. Say you want to go grocery shopping sometime on Wednesday. If you look at the grocery store's business page on Google Maps, it'll show you the lulls and when the peak crowdedness actually is at that place. And we've also extended that functionality to open air places as well, like beaches and parks, so you can kind of plan your visit around the crowds. And also, if that business has then opted in to share the information around health and safety, they can tell you things like if they're using safety dividers at checkouts or if their employees are subjected to regular temperature screenings.
What about traveling? How does it work for travel?
Yeah, so a couple tips here. So if you're going to use Google Maps, obviously, to get you from point A to point B. If you're going to a different area, you can use that COVID layer to kind of see what the COVID density is like in a place that you haven't been to before. Maybe plan your travel around a place that maybe is getting a little bit hit harder than you'd like to travel to. But beyond that, there's just really useful functionality within Google Maps to help you get places. If you're going to meet up with individuals, you can share your trip progress. You don't have to continually text them, hey, I'm 10 minutes away, hey, I'm 20 minutes early, things like that.
Is there any concerns moving forward as you guys get more of this data about, the HIPAA laws? I know we're not talking about individual people, but like in certain areas, how do you get all the information?
Right. So if you actually click into the COVID-19 layer, it shows you where we're getting that information from. So it's a few, highly reputable, fact check, accurate sources. But again, nothing is tied back to personalized data, and we don't have the granularity around looking at a specific, really finely specific part of the country to show you what those cases are looking like. It's more of a broad stroke of this area is being hit harder, this area is more safe than others. But again, it's not tied back to any personal data or anything like that.
Justin, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, big changes happen in really small ways. I think we know that. So 2 nonprofits with the word block in them are trying to change things block by block. We're talking about Block Club Chicago, the news website, and My Block, My Hood, My City that does incredible work. They're teaming out, and they want people to actually suggest little changes they can make in the neighborhood that might need a little money, and then they're doling out $25,000 in grants. How cool is this?
It's really, really cool. My Block, My Hood, My City, always doing amazing things. Of course, shouts out to Block Club Chicago too. Block Hood Chicago. But My Block, My Hood, My City, they're always doing awesome things. So much that I hope one day to get my life right and join them in doing these awesome things. But just shouts out to them.
That's what the grant's going to be. They just want to get Felicia there. So that's going to be $10,000 for her appearance.
They are close. They are close because they're doing amazing things.
Yeah.
Well, what I love about that organization too is not only are they doing like things to better the community, they're making the community that they're helping help themselves too. It's not just like, let's do handouts for these communities. Let's get the community involved. Let's do good things. Let's make the community a community so that they protect it and keep it safe going forward too.
Yeah, not trying to prescribe, here's money, here's how we think you should fix your community. How do you want to fix your community? You're a great point.
Exactly.
There you go. Well, there's a dating app just for bald people now. The matchmaking site, it's called Bald Dating. Makes sense. The only criteria to be a member is to be bald or have thinning hair and or to be open to dating someone who has the same. It's pretty cool. John, you don't need this, but I do wonder what the Pope profile would look like if he were going to be on this show.
Let's get him in here, Poper.
I don't need this either. I'm actually.
Is your microphone even on, Brandon? You left your mic off?
Oh,
again.
It sounds like it fell. It just fell. It's okay.
He lost his hair.
It dropped
he
off.
lost his mic.
My bad.
So
I have not lost any hair. I'm actually offended. This is a thing. I'm not the person who would need this, right? But for people that do need this, hey, good for you.
Good head.
Here's your personality.
I wasn't even bald
then.
Good. It was shiny lights. Head, though. Very shiny lights. That's all it is. If I ever get to the hair loss point, just all the hair is going to go.
No, it's close to bald, but that's just because you have a low cut right there. But I would say my husband's bald. I love bald. What I don't like is the in-between phase. So pick one.
Thank you. Yes, I'm with you, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't try and cover it up. Go in all the way on one roll. And Brandon, by the way, you would have a good bald head.
We should also note, by the way, let's put the profile up again. They wrote up a profile for Brandon to use, so let's not be rude. I'm looking for a baddie who's an OSU fan for a relationship that is casual friendship, located in the same region. I'm confident, adventurous. My interests include becoming Twitter famous. Yeah.
Wow. What a profile. Amazing. It's like somebody went on my actual Hinge profile and copy and pasted what was there.
That's good.
That is amazing.
What's coming up?
That is amazing. Wow, that was cool. All right, guys, coming up, fall TV is about to get a little more nostalgic. Well, you can expect from the return of the hit series Gilmore Girls, and also when we come back, the juicy tale of how a former BuzzFeed employee got wrapped up in some suburban political drama. We'll have more of that when we come back. I'm Brandon Pope with the news you need to know. The General Service Administration, or the GSA, they've told Joe Biden that the administration is ready to begin the formal transition process after days after the election. That's according to a letter from Emily Murphy, who is a lead over at GSA. She sent that this afternoon. This means Biden's going to get $6.3 million in federal resources and another $1 million to hold orientation sessions for appointees and provide a transition directory. Trump also tweeted to confirm the closest you're going to get to a concession from him, saying the case continues, but he's doing this in, quote, the best interest of our country. It comes after Michigan election officials have certified Joe Biden's victory in the state, dealing another blow to President Trump's efforts to throw out the results. The city of Chicago has announced a vacant North Lawndale banking facility is going to be redeveloped as the headquarters for the North Lawndale Employment Network, thanks to a $2.5 million grant approved by City Council today. And other City Hall action, aldermen have voted to cap restaurant delivery fees that third-party services like Uber Eats charge those restaurants, so some relief for them there. Chicago area workers have filed more than 1,000 complaints to the Occupational Safety and Health Administration about direct COVID exposure at work. That, according to WBEZ. The accusations include no PPE, failure to follow CDC guidelines for mask wearing and social distancing. And McDonald's restaurants, they racked up the most complaints of any employer in the region. One area pizza worker also said that COVID positive employees were still selling and making pizzas where they were working at. These are pretty alarming claims here coming from these employees, and gives you a glimpse into what people are dealing with, really true frontline workers in a sense.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we kind of redefined what frontline workers really are these days. And if you're going to allow restaurants to be open and, in fact, encourage it to keep some businesses alive, and you got to feed people, you have got to supply the right tools to do so, whether it's the local, the state, or the federal government, because this is a mess.
Yeah, I will say, I went downtown. We went downtown for Todd's birthday. None of the servers were wearing masks at this time. Now, this is back in August. Things were a little bit different. But I have to admit, I'm like, as a restaurant worker, they got to be concerned that things are not being like very strictly adhered to.
Yeah, I mean, the masks were still a necessary thing in August, Amy.
For sure.
I am actually a little... Yeah, I'm actually a little shocked that it was so many reports, to be honest. I would think that so many more people would be interested, because so many people want to be working right now. So to bring up potential, things that could possibly get the business in trouble, I don't know. I'm just shocked that they report that so many people are reporting at a time like this. Interesting.
Yeah.
Moving on here, controversy is swirling around Naperville Mayor Steve Chirico for attending his daughter's wedding in Florida. Earlier this month, he posted on Facebook that he chooses to wear a mask. Then he went to this wedding with no mask in sight. It's become a viral story thanks to his niece, former BuzzFeed producer Kristen Chirico, who tweeted this out to her 93,000 followers. This is my uncle, Steve Chirico. I actually don't need to protect these people because they don't think they've done anything wrong. He tried to defend it, but she wasn't having it and told Twitter that his travel is a tremendous insult to people in Naperville. This is also a mayor people have been pointing out that has been touting a mask mandate for Naperville. So to see him unmasked taking pictures at a wedding is definitely ironic. But, when you're taking pictures, sometimes you want to take an unmasked photo. So I understand maybe why he wasn't wearing a mask in these photos that were selected. It may not be a fair portrayal of what he was how he was handling being at a wedding.
I will say, though, Brandon, the use of the word ironic, it's not ironic, it's unfortunate, because that's just lying. Ironic is something that happens happenstance, right? And the fact of the matter is they weren't also social distancing when they took their masks off. So he's saying one thing out of this side of his face, saying something out of this side of his face, apparently. Now, maybe there's a way to explain this away, but pictures say 1,000 words. And I feel like this one says probably about 5,000.
Yeah, it's a PR nightmare any way you spin it, even if he did take all the necessary precautions. I'm just wondering, how did this end up on social media? Why not just make sure no photos get posted? Or if you don't have control over that, maybe you should be in less photos given the wedding. I know it's a close family member's wedding. However, when you're that public figure, you wouldn't want anything like this to get out.
When I have kids, they ain't never going to throw me under the bus. That's all I'll say.
All right, guys, we got much more of the jam coming up. As we had to break a look at some of the shed penguins, the only happy people at Soldier Field. Take a look.
Thanksgiving week is starting with a little bit of nostalgia as the Gilmore Girls are heading back to Stars Hollow for a 4-night premiere on the CW. Keiko Agenda, she played Lane Kim on the show. She's joining us now. Keiko, thank you so much for being here.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Do you believe it's been 20 years since Gilmore Girls started?
It is so wild when I think about it. And the fact that people have embraced our show, I did not expect it when we started, and it's a blessing that this is where we're at. 20 years later, it's amazing.
Absolutely. And now we've got some new episodes, and fans cannot wait for this on the CW. What can we expect? These are kind of like mini movies in a way.
Yes, so each one is named after a season, and there are 4, and we catch up with all of the characters that you've fallen in love with, you know, and where they are now. And it's been on Netflix, but this is the first time it's going to be on broadcast, so people can start seeing it tonight.
I love it. Now, I mean, yes, we've been talking, it's been 20 years, but there's got to be some memories that stick with you today. What's one that stands out?
You know, it's funny, different things stand out at different times, but these days I'm really nostalgic for our very first episode when we were in Canada and we were just getting to know each other, and it was such a it was such an innocent time. And I remember you know, Alexis you know, there were no parental units around, but Alexis at one point, this was a little later, but she cooked me a fish dinner, and I never properly thanked her for that. Like, just the 2 of us. Isn't that sweet?
So I also want to ask, Gilmore Girls, it's such a, you know, it's such a show about love and friendship and conflict, and there's so many lessons learned, and there's got to be some lessons that stick with you today. Am I right?
Oh, sure. I think one of the themes of Gilmore Girls is difficult love. I think that within the Gilmore family, there was a lot of strain between Lorelai and her mother, and I think that's echoed in some ways with Lane, my character, and her mother, and that underneath it all, we care a lot about each other. And I think about that also sometimes now when it's something that can feel, especially with Thanksgiving coming up, you know, there are difficult kinds of love, but I think with patience that, you know, it's the best kind of love. So we just have to stick with it.
And you played Rory's best friend on the show. We got to know, are you guys still as close in real life?
I haven't been in touch with Alexis so much lately. I think the people that I'm closer to now are probably John Cabrera, who played Brian on the show, and Sean Gunn, who people might know from Guardians of the Galaxy and different projects that he's been doing. Those are 2 my buddies. I was at both of their weddings.
Keiko, thank you so much for joining me today. And everybody, the 4-night premiere of Gilmore Girls, A Year in the Life, begins at 7 p.m. on CW26.
Okay, Krista, still ahead. The Blackhawks are making a serious power play in their rebuilding efforts. All the details coming up at 6:30.
And she was like, her first words were not congratulations. They were like, of course it's this year. Marsha was not happy.
You guys, are you struggling at all to be thankful on Thursday? I mean, things are just tough right now.
Not
Thursday
really,
and every other day.
Yeah, there's always something to be thankful for, though. There's always something.
Yeah, I like
Where
your
do you find
attitude.
It's just like, how do you find that, though?
Look up at the sky. Look at the skyscrapers. We're in an amazing city where you get to do cool things. I mean, it's not hard to find. We're all healthy, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, like, I'm working on it. Like,
some of us are attractive. John, might struggle a little bit.
It's gonna snow tomorrow. And some people like that. They're gonna be thankful of that. 50 degrees over the weekend.
Maybe.
Cheer up, everyone.
Hey, everybody. I'm Felicia Lawrence. We have the lovely Amy Rutledge and the Emmy-winning John Hanson joining us today. Congratulations, John. Soak it all in, because tomorrow you're just back to regular John Hanson.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's going to go back tomorrow, so I should enjoy it for a moment. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Well, Juneteenth marks the end of slavery, as many people know, but we will have our first official day of observance in Chicago. It's going to be June 19th of every year. And it is part of the agreement that will approve a $12.8 billion spending plan for 2021. So seeing as how we have a $1.2 billion shortfall, and this is a small little piece of that budget shortfall that we could celebrate, of that spending plan that we can celebrate for 2021.
Well, I will say this, like, people are a little bit frustrated because people are not getting the day off of work. They cannot afford to give the city workers the day off of work because the budget is so tight. So it will be an observance. It's mostly going to be honorary because you can't do the whole day off thing yet, which is unfortunate, but at least it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I agree. I wish they could give the whole day off. These things sometimes happen slowly. Holidays are observances first, and then slowly over time they become paid off holidays. Hopefully they are able to work that in. Hey, this
Yeah.
is insane, by the way. The Blackhawks are making history today. They have hired the former U.S. women's hockey coach, Kendall Coyne Schofield, as their new development coach, their new player development coach. This is a big hire. She's the first woman to be hired as a coach in the team's 94-year history. She's also the first woman to compete in the NHL All-Star Skills Challenge, and I watched a lot of that Skills Challenge, and she beat a lot of the guys in a lot of those challenges too, which in and of itself isn't that big, but it's a cool thing to do, and she's awesome, and that'll be great for the Hawks.
Well, they hired another woman too for another coaching role in Rockford, correct? Or is Schofield going to Rockford? Yeah, there's two of them.
Well, Rockford isn't right now. Well, yes, Schofield. Yes, there's two. So I think you're set.
Okay. Like,
Yeah.
it's unfortunate that it has to be like, this is awesome, because it should just be what it is, right? I mean, there aren't many positions left that women are not in, and it's so sad we get like these ones, and it's like, this is awesome. I'm like, yeah, it's 2020. Shouldn't it just be a thing? Should just be like the day.
Yeah, then we still have to celebrate this. However,
Totally.
still a step in the right direction. Any progress, even slow progress, is better than no progress. So at least more and more roles and opportunities, and women being in opportunities like this, can really pave the way and show other women that these are possible and that these positions are available, and maybe even just make it a thought to young girls. Because I think for a lot of women, it's not even really, they don't think to do it, and let alone try to bust the glass ceiling.
Right.
Yeah, and credit hockey as being one of those sports that not only has a gigantic female base, I think one of the largest ones of the four major sports, but it has a lot of young girls playing too.
That is true. Very true. All right, guys, got to get your take on this one. So the Ohio State student was recently fired from his job at Sherman-Williams for making some pretty popular TikToks. Okay. Tony Peloseno, he likes the art of mixing paint. So he started making all these TikTok videos where he was making cool colors. Racked out millions of views. So his manager, then he thought, would be excited about how he's appealing to millennials. Well, he sent a marketing campaign over to them. They're like, nah, we don't need it. And then as they started getting bigger and bigger, he got fired, actually.
Sure.
He wanted to pitch them and make this a thing, and they were like, nope. And months later, he was fired for gross misconduct, including seriously embarrassing the company or its products. So he bought himself all the paints. He said he did all of this videos on his own time when there were no customers around. So a little frustrated. So we asked our head of our HR, Martin Varghese, his take on all of this.
Well, I mean, so it's wage theft, technically, because he was an employee while he was making these TikTok videos. And because he was using Sherman-Williams equipment while he was making these videos, those videos are property of Sherman-Williams, whether they like it or not. So they can still monetize it without him getting a penny or any credit whatsoever. And if he tries to monetize it, they can come after him for that money.
Very interesting. Because I was like, he was trying to get the company involved, so shouldn't they be excited? And then they fire him. But I guess I didn't think about it being their property. Martin's a smart guy, though. He's a lawyer, too. So
yeah. Phil, what do you think?
Yeah. I think that his managers are some haters. They need to be held accountable. They are wrong, and it should be reversed.
Yeah. Hey, oh, by the way, just one note. He was an Ohio University student, a Bobcat, not a Buckeye. Brandon Pope making sure to let us know that. Yeah, no big deal. But wanted to how stupid. I mean, let's really call this out for what it is. He brought millions of people, I'm going to do it even higher, Felicia. A bunch of young, I'm going to be louder. Level. I'm going to be more animated. All right, millions of people, young people who could not care less about paint, young people who are renting and buying homes for the first time, and you have them fascinated and looking at paint. And now you're going to fire the person who is showing off all these cool new ways to use paints, about the mixing of paints, about the inspiration, so that all these young people are only going to know Sherman-Williams. So, like, what are you doing letting him go? Someone needs to step in, and here's what's going to happen. He's about to get hired by a rival paint company, and they're going to let him do whatever the heck he wants.
Yes, Bear's going to pick him up. We're going to see him. We're going to see him tomorrow there, and they're going to be like, continue, please. This is wonderful.
Yeah.
Keep doing that.
He's going to be at the Home Depot in no time.
But I just feel like this is where like big companies run amok with their giant bureaucracies, right? Like he worked it up, maybe some proper channels, talked to his boss, who then showed it to marketing, but marketing couldn't get a hold of this producer. It's like someone in this chain, and I'm sure the CEO is going like this today with this story blowing up, that come on, you need to be smarter about this.
I also wonder what role age plays in this.
I'm sure something.
Well,
a young guy like that.
He's a millennial, and he's probably dealing with people that are maybe boomers, maybe like Gen Xers, upper level Gen Xers. I don't know, and they don't get it.
Yeah. Okay. From one millennial to another, Deanna.
We can all definitely use a break from the realities of the world these days. And friend of the show, Jason Carter, is back to chat with us and preview the new season of Jason Unleashed.
God, 3 seasons of Unleashed since it started at the beginning of quarantine. What, Dana, we've been in quarantine for 7 months now, it seems like. 10 years, it seems like.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And look, I got to tell you, because you have taken a negative into a positive. So you're doing this one-man band type of deal. I mean, you know, we're so used to shows having a team, production team and all that. And you're doing this on your own and you're getting great stories out there.
Oh, well, one, thank you for that. I really appreciate that. Thank you for seeing that. One-man band here, one-man show, producing, booking, lighting, posting, all of it. It's a lot of work, but you know what? As you said, the stories are what's important, right? Connecting with people. Everyone has a story. Everyone has something to say. Everyone has a journey and hills they have to get over, triumphs that they have ascertained for themselves. So it's so inspirational, in addition to aspirational, to talk to these people and just realize that, hey, they're human too, you know, and there's something comforting in that, you know?
Look, you've had Angelica Ross, you've had Ty Hunter. What can we expect in this new season?
Ooh, we can expect more incredible guests, more beautiful people that are Latinx, that are Black, that are LGBTQ+, that are cisgendered. Some really cool celebrities are coming on. One person I'm really excited about is a Chicago native, Selena Johnson. She's going to be on the show later this season. Excited to talk to her, huge fan of her music. And, you know, she has a story as well of just the comeback in her career. That's going to be great.
I love the interviews that you're doing and the work that you're doing for the community. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. And for all things Jason Carter, and to keep up with the new season of Jason Unleashed, head over to jasonunleashed.net.
Really cool, Dee. Jason doing a lot of cool things. And the Oxford English Dictionary is also doing some cool things and some firsts, not typically what they do, because they say so much has happened in 2020. To sum it up in one word, it would just be wrong. So instead, we are getting words, plural, child, plural, okay? The report titled Words of an Unprecedented Year uses an adjective that has itself seen a big spike in use during each month of 2020. Each month, okay? So here are a few of the examples. Brush fire, that was sticking around for longer than we wanted it to. Impeachment. Social distancing, that's been around way longer than we wanted to. BIPOC, is that how they pronounce it? I usually read that word on the internet. I never have to say it out loud. Well, we got Black, Indigenous, and other people of color. So these are the words that they're choosing for 2020. So instead you get 12 instead of 1.
12 instead of 1, which is good. I would have added pivot. How many times have we said pivot in recent months?
Oh,
right?
I don't want to say it anymore. I want to go in a straight line. No more pivoting.
Oh, so I was just corrected, by the way, by one of our producers. Not the word biopic. It's the abbreviation. Sorry.
Yes.
BIOPOC. My bad. I read it as biopic.
Yeah, I've got about 6 other words, and I think they were the dirty words that George Carlin said I couldn't say on television for 2020. Those are certainly my choices. I think another one we're adding here late in the year is coup d'etat or coup. A lot of people talking about what the president's doing, speculating if that's the case. I just think we're all excited. I don't care. Like, can we just agree that no matter what the words of 2020 were, we never speak any words of 2020 ever again? I think that's mine.
I agree.
Yeah.
Put it in the book.
That would be
nice.
Close
the book. Throw the book away.
Yeah.
Except for that MEI one, right, Brandon? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No. Go ahead, B.
Unprecedented.
Like 19 more minutes. 19 more minutes, guys, and then he's done.
Unprecedented is my word of the year because it was unprecedented that John Hanson won an Emmy.
I can think of
I'm
more
joking.
words for that too.
I'm joking. I love John, and congratulations again, bro. It's long overdue. After the break, it's the news you need to meme. Yeah, we're going to talk about the best memes about what's going on around our country. More of the jam when we come back. All right, Brandon Pope here, and it's time for the news you need to meme. That's right, you need to meme. It's the news in meme form. Pretty self-explanatory. Our producers have taken some of the top headlines and made some funny memes out of them. We have not seen them yet until this program, and I'm excited to unleash them. So first up, Watergate reporter Carl Bernstein, he used Twitter to put 21 Republicans on blast who have expressed contempt for Trump privately. Here is a nice smile. He gave his reasons for doing so in a series of tweets, concluding, with few exceptions, their craven public silence has helped enable Trump's most grievous conduct, including undermining and discrediting the U.S. electoral system. John Hanson, what a smile.
Yeah. Well, that's, I think, like, let's put it back up again if you can. It's like an S-eating grin in my face, and I feel like that is appropriate for a person, like spilling the tea a little bit.
Right. I like it.
Yeah, I like that a lot, too. Next one.
All right. Yes, it's a real story, we absolutely promise. Snapchat offers $1 million a day to creators on using the TikTok copycat. They are hoping to keep talented creators on the platform with the rollout of Spotlight. The size of the payday depends on the engagement of each popular posts. They're trying to, battle Instagram's Reels and, of course, TikTok. And Amy's face, I think, tells it all. Would you guys be down for using Snapchat more if you're going to get $1 million out of this?
Well, here's what I'm thinking. And why I like the meme, because I think it's perfect. Because here's the thing, everyone's trying to outdo everybody else. And I know that's also business. It's called business. I get it. But in doing so, what is the toilet of social media gets exploded because they're like, okay, see how much more you can top the next person because we're going to give you X amount of dollars for it.
Yeah, I feel like Amy's face right there actually said it all. It's kind of like well, we'll see what we can do. Throw it at the wall, hope for the best, see what sticks. Man, I already sold my Snapchat stock so that says enough right there.
That's the face you make when you're not making $1 million with something as easy as posting to Snapchat.
But is it easy? Like,
True.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Could just be me. All right, guys. So 43% of Americans expect to break their diet and gain 7 pounds over the holidays. Now, this is a poll that Herbalife does every year. It was 6 pounds. Now it's 7 pounds in quarantine. And I can see this as people being, more apt to indulge in their favorite things.
Wow.
I'm gonna make that same face right now. Which one of you guys pulled that picture?
You look great.
What are you talking about?
And don't judge me. And what you're not going to do is judge me for my 7 pounds either. Don't do it.
Exactly.
Well, 7 pounds is the weight of the human heart. So you could take it in a metaphysical sense. You can make it something else if you wanted to.
In Jerry Maguire, the human head weighs 8 pounds. Oh, you said heart. Sorry.
He said heart.
I was like, I had that in my line in my head.
I was going to say, in the Will Smith movie, 7 pounds.
Yeah.
I had a movie reference too.
Look, I think this whole year, I think the theme has been like, hey, just get through it. I feel the same way about the holidays. If you got to gain a couple pounds, 7 seems like a lot. But hey, just let's get to the end of the year. Let's just somehow make it. If you got to crawl across or have someone drag your fat butt across it, like I'm going to do, whatever you need to do it.
Boom.
Get there.
That's all I got.
Together.
Boom.
Let's talk about Brandon's bald Pope head again, the app. No?
Bald head.
We'll be back.
No, I think we're good on that.
Brandon's not balding.
No, he's not.
Well, we're all looking for new ways to stay connected to family and friends who we can't be near right now, from celebrating family traditions to creative gift buying. Erica Vitrini is a TV host, lifestyle expert, and working mom. She's joining us with more on safely connecting from afar. Welcome, Erica. This year is going to look very different for a lot of us.
Yes, Felicia, thank you so much for having me. Very, very different.
So what are you doing to stay connected? We need the tips.
Yes, I've got some good ones. So, we're not going to be all in the same room having that traditional meal around the same table, but we can still give the gift of food. In fact, I think gifting a sweet or savory treat is always memorable and always appreciated. My favorite thing to do is to surprise someone with their favorite meal from their favorite local restaurant. It's about the closest thing that we have to giving that person a big hug.
Yeah, I know. I absolutely love when anyone sends me food. That's definitely a bonus.
DoorDash and also Caviar are really great at helping us easily find our favorite restaurants so that we can enjoy some of our favorite things. But now they have this new gifting feature that allows us to share or gift any of those items and more to anyone we'd like across the United States. So the way that it works is that you download their app, you can easily find your favorite restaurant, eatery, or shop. Then you can then select the perfect gift and create a virtual card, select one out of the many that they have, write a personal gift, and then get that gift delivered right to their doorstep. Now, if you're a procrastinator, you can get it done the same day. If you're a planner, you can have it planned to be delivered at a later date. And now, when you spend over $20 in gifting with DoorDash or Caviar, you get $10 back as a treat for yourself. I also have to say it's a wonderful way to support your local restaurants and even your national restaurants that really do need our support during this holiday season.
I love how user-friendly DoorDash is. A lot of us are diving into technology now that we're stuck at home and trying to do things differently. Do you find that as well?
Yes, absolutely. And it's getting even better with this new feature that's coming out. It's more interactive and it's more fun. It feels more like a gift is what I love. So you can send like a happy holiday pie, or you can send a I'm thinking of you burrito. All of that is really fun. And all from your phone, just a few clicks, which is great.
Erica, you had me at burrito.
I know.
Yeah.
Alicia, before you go, I want to tell you one other thing that I'm super excited about. It means a lot for me, especially around Thanksgiving. DoorDash has partnered with Feeding America. So from November 24th until Giving Tuesday, when you give a gift of food to anyone using DoorDash or Caviar, DoorDash is going to match that gift and donate a meal to someone in need via Feeding America. So that's wonderful as well.
Kind of serves as a little symbolism for what's going on in our world right now. A lot of people doing that.
Absolutely. And I love that this is really multifaceted, and that you're not just giving and reaching out to ones that are closer to you, you're also going beyond to people that you don't know, but you know need you.
Yes, you're helping yourself, you're helping your friends, your family, and of course, you're gifting to a community that's in need. Erica, thanks for sharing.
No problem. And you can just go to DoorDash.com or trycaviar.com or download their app to learn about all of this.
There you go, DoorDash.com or trycaviar.com. You can get all the information you need right there.
You know what that means? It's time for Deep Dish.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. And when it starts looking like that, so the holiday parties, they come around too. The company holiday parties, that is. So that leads us to our question that we had to bring to the table, or all four of our tables, because we're at our homes. Should we be going to the company holiday party? The mandatory ones, you know, that they kind of say they really, really want you at and you feel obligated to go. Well, we imagine a lot of them will be virtual this year. You think we should be going?
And I'm one that has skipped a lot of holiday parties, I will admit. but I think you are obligated to go. Number one, it's probably a good move to go to put in some FaceTime. And now all those traditional excuses are gone, right? I know we're all sick of everything virtual, but I think everyone's got to show up for the holiday party this year. Plus, you can just kind of drink by yourself over here if that's what you choose to do.
Wait. No, if you have children, it's still a good excuse.
That's true.
You can continue.
True. I used to have a good excuse as well. I worked most of my career working early morning, so the Christmas parties are usually at night, and it's like, well, that's too late,
Right.
past my bedtime. Can't really pull that anymore. So, like John said, you really got nothing else you could be doing, right? So I might as well jump in there. It's a Zoom call.
And maybe you can go for 15 minutes. Maybe it doesn't have to be the full hour or 2 hour Zoom. Go for a little bit, show your face, get it in, show your appreciation because you're appreciative for having a job.
I
That's a good thing. You know, do what you can do, you know?
I do always love that Brandon uses the excuse of, I gotta wake up early, and then he's tweeting all night long. Like, I can see his memes coming in while he's in bed sleeping.
In his defense,
And the rest of us are there. And we work the
Scheduled
same
tweets,
hours.